Hello everyone, welcome to BYJU'S exam prep. Welcome to your session on Maharashtra CET most expected questions in English reasoning. Can you hear me and see me clearly? Yes or no? Quickly let me see it on the chat box before we start the session. What we're going to do today, what are we going to solve today? All these we will be looking at. Okay? Give me a heads up if you can hear me and see me clearly. Okay, what are we going to do in this session? We are going to look at what are the expected questions in verbal reasoning. We will review the best strategy. Each of the questions needs a different strategy, right? Good evening, Amina, Sarthak, Ruhi, all of you, a very good evening. All right. So we'll review the best approach to these questions, and then we will practice some questions based on past year papers, patterned on past year papers, because I'm assuming that by now you would have already practiced some questions from past year papers. So I have chosen some directly and also based some questions on them, or made my own questions similar to the questions that are asked. Okay, question one. What are the common areas on which you get questions in verbal logic? Syllogisms. Now, this is something that all of you should know, and it is not something that can be done very fast in a revision class, but I will try my best to at least help you with the fundamentals. Then you get a lot of questions on statement assumptions. Syllogisms is, I have seen the past 4 years papers based on memory, and all of them said at least 3 or 4 questions on syllogisms. You get statement assumption questions. Good evening, all of you. Very good evening to all of you. Yeah, statement conclusion questions, cause and effect, course of action, strong and weak arguments, reason assertion questions, and quite a few questions on analogies. So we'll discuss what are these questions about, how to approach them, and solve a couple of questions in each section. All right, ready to start? Okay, question. What is a syllogism? It's a structured argument. It's an argument which has three statements. Okay, the first two statements are called, oh, I chose the wrong pen color. Hold on. I choose light blue. The first two statements are called premises or propositions. Now, taking the premises and propositions together, you have to draw a conclusion. All right. So, understanding the premises and propositions, not prepositions, is very important in syllogisms. Okay. So, we use Venn diagrams to understand syllogisms. Others, I will explain slowly in English, can't explain in Hindi. If I start explaining in Hindi, you won't understand. My Hindi is very bad. All right. All so you suppose it's all to do with 4 statements. Understanding the statements is important. Out of that, only the first 3 are more important. All, some, and no. This is all. So if the proposition says about two things A and B, if the proposition says all A is B, okay, it implies this is A. Now it could be all A is B, everything that is A is inside B. So this is the most logical way to show it. Now it could also be, in this case, there is some B left which is not A, right? All A is B. In this case, what's our answer? Sum of B is A. Now you could also have a set where all A is B implies A and B are the same size. For example, if you have fruits in a room, okay, I say all the apples are ripe, okay. It could be that the room has only apples, in which case all the things which are ripe are also apples. But it could be that there are other fruits which are ripe and all the apples are ripe along with some other fruits, in which case some of which are ripe are apples. So all A is B could definitely mean some A is B. In both of this, some part of B is A. So the first rule that you need to remember is whenever you get a premise or a proposition which says all A is B, the definitely true conclusion is some B is A. All B may be A, but we don't know. And if we don't know if it is or isn't, that cannot be a definitely true conclusion unless the option states it. Got it? All right. Now, in English, what do you mean by some? I could answer only some questions in the exam. Some generally implies a part of. But in logic, the definition of some is it varies. Some means at least one, maybe all. So if you get a statement which says some A is B, the most, wait, let me erase it. Is this the eraser? Let me just put E and C. Yeah. Some A is B. There are different ways of showing it, but this is the most common way of showing it. It could also mean all A is B, but some A is B, a part of A is B. It could also mean most of A is B. It could also mean all of A is B. So in English, it means a part or little, but in logic, it means at least one A is B, or all A is B also is possible. So what is a definitely true conclusion? If one of A is B, one of B has to be A. There is one that is common between A and B. If two of A is B, two of B has to be A. If 10 of A is B, 10 of B has to be A. Therefore, if some A is B, what is definitely true? The same amount of some B is A. So if they tell you some A is B, your definitely true conclusion is some B is A. Now, can I say, if it says some A is B, can I say some A is not B? Quickly, if the consistency is only on the basis of how much, what is definitely true, Webber. In the question, if they say maybe, then you remember the rule that, yeah, ma'am said some means one or all. So maybe true, that situation, that condition you bring in. Now I'm asking you a question. Quickly give me the answer. The statement tells you some A is B. Can I conclude it means some A is not B? Yes, no, quickly. Shraddha says yes. Ruhi says no. Yes, Ruhi is correct. Why? By some A is B, this could also be correct. Suppose, Shraddha, suppose some means all. Then can you say some A is not B? Shruti, I told you some means at least one, maybe all. So if by some I mean all, you're not sure I mean all. All those who've told me yes, this is not a correct conclusion. Let me give you an example. All right. All of you are sitting in my class. Okay, Shruti, Vaibhav, Shraddha, Ruhi, all of you are in my class. Nipun, all of you. I'll say, now there are many names that I did not read out. All right. So I said some students attended my, no. Let me give you a bigger example. Okay, all of you are there and I tell you, do you believe in ghosts? All right. All of you say yes. All right. Now, I have many students apart from you, many other students. So what statement should I give? The 6 of you said, yes, I believe in ghosts. So what should I say? Some of my students believe in ghosts. Agreed? 6, 8, 10 of you said you believe in ghosts. All of you, all in this class have said you believe in ghosts, but you are not all of my students. So I'll say some of my students believe in ghosts. Now, there are students waiting for the 6 o'clock class. I have not asked them, do they believe in ghosts? I have not got their opinion. Based on you believing in ghosts, can I say some of my students don't believe in ghosts? I can't do that. So some x is y only implies some y is x. Some a is b, definitely true, some b is a. Some a may not be b, all a is x, b, all these are only maybe answers. And when an answer is maybe and the conclusion in the answer says is, that cannot be the correct answer. Understood? So you've got two rules so far. Next one. No A is B. If nothing that is A is B, then what will we say? No B is A. Easy. They may believe. Yes. But I don't know. Can I say they believe, they do not believe? They may believe, they may not believe. So based on may and may not, you cannot say is or do not. Clear? All right. So these are the three main. Now there is another one. Some A is not B. Okay. So suppose, and this is normally students get confused. The fourth premise is called particular negative, which is very troublesome. It doesn't work anyway. But we'll give you an easy way to depict it in Venn diagram. Suppose I say some professors, okay, are not married. This is the group of professors. This is a group of people who are not married. So how will I depict some professors are not married? This way. Some professors are not married. What does that mean? Some in the group of people who are not married are professors. That's the best way to know it. Otherwise, this is called a premise where you can't draw any definite inferences. You just say some x is not y, then you just remember it as some that is not y is x. Some cats are not black, some things which are not black are cats. That's how you remember it. All right? Okay. Are you ready to solve some questions? I just chose because I thought you should know how to solve syllogisms. If you know it, very good. It will be good practice for you. If you don't, then you'll start at least solving them. All right. Just remember two things. A conclusion has to be true under all conditions for us to call it definitely true using the term is. All A is B means some B is A. All right. Second one, we use Venn diagrams to depict only the premises. You can't depict the conclusions in Venn diagram. The conclusion, by looking at the premises, you draw your conclusion. So suppose I draw the Venn diagram. Some A is B, some B is C. Two statements are given to me. So I have depicted the premises. This is first premise, this is second premise. Based on that, I have to draw my conclusion, whatever he gives, whether it works or not. And remember, this is only one way of depicting it. There are other ways. So you just need to remember the maybe part. Clear? All of you understood? All right, let's start solving some questions. Two questions on syllogisms just to give an idea. All right? Okay. Some A or B implies. No. Some A or B, it does not imply some A or not B. Some may mean all. I have told this 10 times. Right? Okay. Now, solve it with me, all of you. I will answer this. This is not a strategy class, Usha. I want to finish as many reasoning questions as I can. The best approach in the last 15 days is to work hard and give yourself a lot of rest. All right, solve it with me. Take your pen and paper. I will depict the premises. You do it on a paper and see if I am doing it right. Some students are lawyers. Is this correct? All lawyers are judges. Now, if some students are lawyers, what's my definitely true conclusion? Some lawyers are students. All lawyers are judges. Some judges are lawyers. Now, since some students are lawyers, those students who are lawyers have to be judges. Let's look at our answers. Some students are judges. Yes. Some judges are students. Yes. All judges are lawyers. Not necessarily. All judges may be lawyers. Excellent. All of you got that right. Option D is the correct answer. Clear? Okay, next one. All apples are bananas. All apples are bananas. All bananas are cucumbers, and all cucumbers are dates. All right. So can I say all dates are apples? Can I say all dates are apples? No. All dates may be apples. But all dates are apples, I can't say. All apples are dates? Yes, this is a concentric circle. So all A is B, all B is C. So all A has to be D. Some cucumbers are apples? Yes. All bananas are apples? No. Okay. Can I say this? Some bananas are not apples? Can I say this? Yes or no? Can I say some bananas are, so 2 who said, 2E is the answer. All right, give me an answer. Some bananas are not apples. Can I say that? Yes or no? Some bananas are not apples. Can I say that? No. All apples are bananas. It could be that all bananas are also apples. Apples and bananas, cucumbers and dates could be the same size. So all of you who said yes, no, I cannot say. Some bananas are not apples, I can't say. All apples are bananas. What is definitely true? Some bananas are apples. But some could also mean all. So it could also mean that all bananas are apples. I don't know. Therefore, I can't say they are not apples. I can't say they are apples because I'm not sure which is the correct answer. All I can say is some bananas are apples. Whether that some is all or only a part, I can't say for sure. Clear? All of you understood? All right. One more question. Easy one. I just wanted to do the basics with you. I didn't want very tough questions. Some stones, work it out with me. Some stones are bricks and some bricks are trees. All right. Can I say some stones are trees? Which one is the answer? First one, second one, neither. What's your answer? Yeah, some stones may be trees, but here it says some stones are trees. Here it says some trees are bricks. Therefore, answer is 3B. Yes, some trees are bricks is definitely true. Some stones are trees, may be true, may not be true. If I draw it somewhere like this, then yes, but I'm not sure. Therefore, I can't say anything about it. No, second one follows no. Some trees are bricks. Vaibhav, some bricks are trees. If some bricks are trees, some trees have to be bricks. All right. Clear? All of you? Okay. So solve syllogism questions. They are fun. They are like maths. I was 0 at syllogisms when I was your age. And when I started teaching, my boss, the first lesson, they say your karma catches up with you. First class, he said, teach syllogisms. And I said, I can't. And he said, okay, sit in my class. One of the best teachers we ever had, Father Edward McGrath. He's no more. He was the director of XLRI for many long years. And I sat through his class, and that's the first thing he said, know the meanings of all, some and none, and only also, and you've solved your syllogism. So pay attention to syllogisms and work it out. Practice will make you perfect and you'll do well in it. Quite a few syllogism questions I have seen in the past few years, whatever memory-based papers that we could access. Quite a few syllogisms, at least 3 or 4. And they are questions where you get a lot of marks. All right, next one. Statement assumption questions. There are 2 types of assumption questions. Assumptions based on statements, assumptions based on paragraphs. You get a lot of assumptions based on statements. One commonly asked question is, what is the implicit assumption? An assumption is always implicit. Implicit means inherent. It is already there in the sentence. It is not spoken out. An assumption is never stated. You can never see it in a sentence. You have to state the assumption for the author. Okay? So it's something that is taken for granted. If I tell you, I'm going to go I'm going to take the Indigo flight to Delhi tomorrow. If I make this announcement, the assumption is taken from the speaker's point of view. So, what am I assuming? There is going to be an Indigo flight to Delhi tomorrow. It's not going to be cancelled. I will catch the flight on time. With the kind of traffic that we are having, people miss flights nowadays. So, I'll catch the flight. So, I'll be going to Delhi by the Indigo flight. I am making lot of assumption. All right. So something that is taken for granted, some information that's already present in the statement. All right. Next. That is a conclusion. You are not in Delhi now, Sharwani is a conclusion. You are drawing. When I say I am going, what am I assuming? What is the hidden argument? Exactly. What is the hidden premise actually? All right. So look at this. This is an advertisement. You must have seen it in the papers. I have not named the builder, obviously. Invest in XYZ housing to get more than 60 superior amenities for a superior lifestyle. Now, this is the advertisement. The person who's written this, the assumption is from the advertiser's point of view. Got it? So, most people want a superior lifestyle. Superior amenities enable people to lead a superior lifestyle. Most people do not read advertisements. What is the answer? Only one is implicit, 1 and 2 are implicit, 3, none are implicit, or all are implicit. What's the answer? I've got 2, 3 answers for B so far. Right? So when you are putting in an ad, we will give you a superior lifestyle. That means the assumption is people want a superior lifestyle. If we say we will give you amenities to lead a superior lifestyle, then obviously the assumption is you need amenities to lead a superior lifestyle. Your assumption is people read ads. When I put an ad in the newspaper, my instinct tells me not all people will read it. But when I put the ad, the assumption is that people will read the ad. The assumption is never that people will not read the ad. Clear? So the answer is B. All of you? Very good. Okay. What is a statement conclusion question? Now, an assumption is in the statement, inherent in the statement. A conclusion is one step away from the statement. You'll be given a statement and you'll be given a couple of conclusions, which are generally claims or predictions based on the information given in the statement. What is the correct conclusion? Something that is, again, definitely true, 100% true based on what's given in the passage. The moment you get a doubt, it may happen, may not happen, then it's not the correct idea. No, Sharwari. Some people might not read the ad is not an assumption. When I am putting in the ad, I am assuming, I'm taking for granted that people are going to read the ad. Whether some people might read is an assumption, will read is an assumption, might not read is not an assumption. Got it? Even if it is might, it is not an assumption. The other side, it's called the obverse, that is not accepted. All right, look at this. This is a ALET question. I've adapted it from that because I found when I had given this question some maybe last year when I took one of these classes, I found a lot of students made a mistake here. Therefore, the Supreme Court gave a judgment that the maintenance of old age parents is the responsibility of married daughters if they, that's the old couple, don't have sons. Conclusion 1, the Constitution has always been interpreted to help the oppressed people in society. Before the Supreme Court gave the verdict, a married daughter must have refused to pay for the maintenance of her parents. Which do you think is a conclusion that follows from this statement that Supreme Court gave a judgment? It gave a judgment that the maintenance of old age parents is the responsibility of married daughters if the couple do not have sons. All right. Now, many people would say D and some people would say B. B, D is the common confusion, right? Either we know is not always and all extreme word we know. Now, Does a court give a judgment just like that? When and why does a court give a judgment? When and why does a court give a judgment? When there is a case. It gives a judgment after a hearing. So if the court gave a judgment, then there is a hearing on this issue. So this conclusion is justified. Why did they give a judgment that married daughters must do it if sons are not there? So there must have been a case. So it's definitely true. There is no guesswork involved here. You understood? So the answer is B. Only conclusion 2 follows. All right. So you see how the same question can be very easy. The same question can be very difficult. You just need to get your fundamentals right. So D is not the answer. B is the answer. Supreme Court gave a judgment. It would give a judgment only if there's a case. So there must have been a case where the girl must have refused. So the Supreme Court says, look, you have to. Why would it give a judgment otherwise? Why would it give a judgment on this issue? If it gave a judgment on an issue, that means there was a case on this. So what was the case? Daughter hasn't given maintenance. Daughter has to give maintenance. So the case must have been, is it mandatory for the daughter to maintain her parents or not? Got it? Okay, cause and effect questions. Now, this is, I'll tell you, easy. You get 2 statements and you have to determine if there is a causal relationship between the 2 statements. If there is a causal relationship, then you have to find out which is the cause and which is the effect. Got it? Easy way to do it is to put a so or a thus before the statement that you think is the effect. All right. As a result, so this happened, therefore this happened. So put a so or a thus before the statement that you think is the effect to find out if it's a cause or an effect. All right. So let's look at this question. Kerala is the only state in India where over 90% of the people can read and write. So since 1991, it has been declared as a 100% literacy state. 90% people reading and writing is a 100% literary state. So it's the only state in India where 90% of the people can read and write. It strictly implements the policy of free and compulsory education to all children up to the age of 14. So which is the cause? Is there a relationship between these 2 sentences? Which is the cause? Which is the effect? And give me the answer. Okay, quick answers, lots of B's I can see. All right. So it implements the policy, so it has 100% literacy. Policy is implemented strictly, so it has 100% literacy. Now, just remember that in every exam, this is an option given, but this option is never correct. Sometimes CLAT has given independent causes in the answer key also, but this is not. Unless you know what a statement caused, you can't call it. You just get 2 statements which have no connection with each other. You should call them independent effects. You cannot call them independent causes. If you call them independent causes, I will ask you, what did they cause? You have to know what it caused for you to call it a cause. So this option is never correct. Independent causes. Once or twice, even in the exam, in the key, they gave this as the answer, but that is never correct. But you can get an option which says effects of independent causes. Then yes, that is correct. Effects of independent causes means they are 2 different effects. Got it? All right. So far, you've been doing great. Let's see the next one. Again, a cause and effect question. The rate of crime in Las Vegas is very low compared to other American cities. The police of Las Vegas are very efficient and have the support of casino owners. And that's true, by the way. The casino owners want people with money walking in broad daylight or in the night to go to the casinos and spend the money. Now, if they're afraid of being looted or somebody stealing their money, they won't come. So that is why they have the support of the casino owners, it says. So what would be the answer? Why a question mark? No question marks. Put Sharvari. Put the answer. Okay, what is the answer? The rate of crime in Las Vegas is very low. Police are very efficient. The police are very efficient. So the rate of crime is very. I see some answers which say A and D. Okay. Rate of crime and efficiency of police is linked. So it cannot be independent effect. It is linked. If the police are efficient, then the rate of crime will be low, because the police are very good. If there is a crime, they catch hold of, they catch the criminals. So the answer will be, oh, 1 second. I think I have not connected my battery. Give me a second, guys. Give me a second. Just a second. Okay. I thought I had charged, I put the charger on and it didn't work. It was not on. So sorry for that. All right. So police are efficient. That's why the crime rate is low. So the answer will be B. 2 is the cause. Police are efficient, so crime is low. Crime is low, therefore the police are efficient. You can't say that. Only when the police are efficient, the crime will be low. The police are efficient. The casino owners are also making sure there is no crime. So, as a result, the rate of crime in Vegas is very low. Got it? All right. Next question. Course of action questions are typically you get a problem or a situation. All right. And you are given what action should be taken to solve the problem, to improve the situation. The solutions that you choose should not be extreme. You know, there was some incident in a school, or suspend the principal. No, it cannot be extreme. Some ship there was a problem, fire the captain. That's not the answer. Find out what happened. So the solution that you give should be relevant and should be practical and logical, something that is normally done. Like 1 year there was a question that there's a lot of pollution in a particular area because of some factories that have been there for many years. Shut down the factories immediately. Doesn't work. People are working in those factories. It's just not possible to shut down the factories immediately. But have a plan so that the factories can be moved to some other place within a time frame. Okay, so practical and logical is what you're looking at. All right, let's look at the problem. Mr. W is an active and powerful member of the union. In a meeting with his manager, he behaved very rudely and reportedly threatened him. Reportedly means we heard from somebody that he threatened him. It's not proven. So course of action, he should be transferred to some other department, or course of action 2, the matter should be reported to the union. 1, 2, both, neither, or either. Either means if one doesn't work, then the second, or one or the second. Both cannot go together. Not necessarily, but yes, positive attitude, not so much. Practicality is what should be seen, but yeah, I guess. Now, what happens with A? If you transfer him to some other department, the other department will have a problem. So, transferring him to the other department does not work. And this is from a past year paper. So, this is the degree of difficulty. Okay, the other one that was there, which is one of my favorites, is in the ICU of a hospital. A patient in the ICU of a hospital was bitten by a rat. What should be done? And the thing was suspend the doctors, suspend the nurses, Suspend the medical director. The last one said, first find a rat or mouse proof room, change the ICU to a better place and fumigate the ICU. Then have an inquiry committee which will find out how did mice and rats get into the ICU. Then only you suspend or do whatever you want. So practical and logical solutions. Strong and weak arguments are very subjective because you are asked to evaluate an argument. All right, now remember, two arguments are given to you. You have to evaluate the arguments independently. Is this strong? One may be strong, two may be stronger. All right, ICU is intensive care unit, intensive cardiac care unit, ICCU. All right, so one may be strong, second may be stronger, does not make the first one weak, right? So evaluate the arguments independently. Is this strong or not strong or weak? And what is your criterion? What criteria should you follow? An argument is strong if it answers the question in the statement. Generally, the statement is in the form of a question. It's a question, not a statement. Should examinations be banned? Should this be done? Should that be done? Okay. Apeksha, I'll do it after I finish strong and weak arguments. Okay, I'll explain 8 again. So, first one is, does it answer the question? Is it relevant? And second, if it answers the question, does it give a reason to support it? Now, your argument without a reason is just an opinion. If you offer a reason, that makes the argument an argument. So you have to first see if it's relevant. The question is talking about exams, the answer is talking about cricket, doesn't work. Second, is it answering the questions? Is it giving a reason? And the reason that it is giving, is it logical or practical? There was this question, should girls be taught martial arts, as in karate, judo, all that? One answer said yes. In our society, which is becoming increasingly insecure, it helps. Self-defense techniques for girls is a must. Strong argument. It's given a reason, it's given a sensible reason. The second one said, no, it will affect feminine grace of girls. What a ridiculous reason. So even if it gave a reason, it's a weak argument because the reason that it gave is ridiculous. All right. So the reason should also be sensible. All right. Now let's look at 9 and then we'll go back to 8. Should the Indian railways be privatized? Should it be taken over by the private sector? Just like Air India has been taken over by Tata's. Should we do that to the Indian railways also? No, private operators run on a profit-only basis. Yes, it will improve the efficiency of the Indian railways as private companies are more efficient. What do you think is the right answer? Only one is strong, 2 is strong, both are strong, neither is strong. Now remember, this code keeps changing, C and D. Sometimes C is for both, D is for neither, and sometimes the other way around. So what's your answer? Only 2, B, some people are saying D, both are strong. Why shouldn't they run on a profit-only basis? What is wrong? You should assume the reason given as true unless the reasons are ridiculous. Sometimes the reasons given are ridiculous, so you can't assume the reasons to be true if they are ridiculous, right? So it should be something which is again a little practical. You look at something which is sensible and practical. Okay, so the answer is no. Both arguments are not strong. If it is run on a private sector, runs on a profit basis only. So what is wrong if Indian Railways is run on a profit-only basis? You should put that. If it's run on a profit-only basis, many people who can't afford, it will become unaffordable for the poor people. Something like that. It hasn't said that. It just says private operators run on a profit-only basis. Now, how is it relevant? The reason that it has given is not relevant. It's extreme. It's not told us how will that affect privatization of Indian Railways or the passengers. Nothing. It's a vague answer also. Doesn't work. Second, it will improve the efficiency because private companies are more efficient. Okay. Yes, that is true. Private companies, because they run on profit, they can't afford too many losses. They don't like losses. That's why efficiency comes in. All right. All right. Okay. Now somebody wanted 8 again. Let's just go back to 8. You have a member of a union. Okay. Now he is behaving very badly with the management or with his manager. What should be done? Now, one would say fire him. Whenever there's a meeting between a manager and a worker, only manager and worker are there. So you have the manager's word that the worker was rude, the worker's word that the manager was rude. So generally, common sense terms, you will say there should be an inquiry, something else should be done. Transferring him to some other department will not solve the problem. Why should that other department get him? He will behave equally badly. So this is not solving the problem. This is running away from the problem. How is it a solution to his rude behavior? He's going to behave rudely anyway. Or if he didn't behave rudely and it has just been said, reportedly threatened, we don't know. So report the matter to the union. Let the union and the management then decide that, look, this is what he did. This is unacceptable. What will be done? Because he is a powerful and a member of the union. So report it that he cannot get away with it. This is what he did. Then let the union take a decision on what is to be done. That's the more sensible thing. All right. No, that implication, Nipun, you cannot take. You cannot assume that. That is the whole point. Private, it's just a statement about the private sector. You can't assume that the profit only basis will exploit the poor or will charge too much. You can't say that. They may make exemptions. So that's also an assumption. You can't make assumptions. The reason has to be solid. You should not assume things based on a half complete sentence. Incomplete sentence, should I say. Got it? All right. Next question. Reason assertion questions. These can be very easy to ridiculously difficult based on your knowledge of basics of science and geography. Most questions on reason assertion are on this. When the density of something, planets, moon, satellite doesn't have a light of its own, why does a red flower appear red? Because it absorbs all colors and reflects red, or reflects all colors and absorbs red, things like that. Why do people not wear black in summer? Those kind of questions. Or a little bit of geography questions, rain in the equatorial region, rice growing. There have been questions on various aspects of geography. So you have to use your logic, but a little bit of your general knowledge too for reason assertion questions. All right. Generally, two statements are given. One is called assertion or a statement, one is called reason. Your first step is to see if they are true or false. Okay. After that, you have to see if R gives an explanation for A. It is a bit tough, not very tough. If you get 3 or 4 reason assertion questions, 2 will be very easy. Only 1 or 2 will be difficult. So you read it, you say, I don't know anything about it, move on to the next question if you don't know. But generally, like I said, 1 question may be out of your comfort zone. All right. So first figure out if they are true. If they are true, find out if R gives an explanation for A or not, why it happens or not. And then you have to mark according to the code. When I first saw the code, when I solved my first reason assumption question, the code took me time to understand. A and R are true. R is the explanation of A and R are true. R is not the explanation of true A. So read the code carefully and then decide. Thank you, Shubham. A bulb filament is made of titanium. A bulb filament should have a low melting point. You know those incandescent bulbs, they have that small wire that's called the filament. What is it made of? Is it made of titanium? If it is, then A is true. It should have a low melting point. If that is true, then you will mark A and R are true. And is R an explanation of A? Then mark A. So look at the code, understand it, and tell me. Here your general knowledge is being tested. Okay, actually the font is so small on my second computer, I'm getting confused between E and C. Mark in capital E, capital C, guys. C, some are saying, E, some are saying, B. All right. This is where your general knowledge comes in. What is a bulb filament made of? Titanium? Nahi bhai, it starts with T, but it is not made of titanium. If it has a low melting point, it will melt. How will it glow? It has to have a high melting point. So when it gets heated, it doesn't melt, it starts glowing. So tungsten has a high melting point, so it is used as a bulb filament. So when it's very hot, it glows instead of melting. So answer is both are false. And this was a past year question, one exam. I've just taken undergrad exams because we don't have many question papers, proper question papers for Maharashtra CET. All right, now a lot of analogies these are. They're comparisons between dissimilar elements. They test both your vocabulary and your logic. So sometimes don't jump the gun by marking something and you know the meaning of the words, you know everything, but you still get it wrong because you were in too much of a hurry to mark it. So be careful when you're doing analogy questions. It happened with me so many times. If it says which is not a synonym of the following, I'll go and mark the synonym. So many times I've made such mistakes in the exam. So with from experience, this advice is coming. So you're given a pair of words. Okay, they have a certain relationship. The moment you get the question, don't look at the options, look at the pair of words and determine the relationship. Say it aloud. This and this are meanings. This is the opposite of this. This is the profession and the place where the work is done. This is a professional and the tool he uses. This is a relationship of degree. Less is to more. So if the question is in the form of less is to more, smile is to laugh, then the answer option also should be less is to more. Okay, cry is to bawl. That should be the option. So it cannot be more is to less. So you have to be part is to whole. The answer cannot be whole is to part. Okay, word is to dictionary. Okay, can't be thesaurus is to meanings. Okay, or words. Cannot be that. It should be the same order also. So the words are important, the order is also important. All right. Untidy, unkempt is to disheveled. Okay, what is the relationship of these words? Based on that, is it synonymous, antonymous, degree, professional tool? What is it? And based on that, look at an option which has the same relationship. Untidy is to disconcerted, tidy is to messy, rough is to gentle, bedraggled is to dirty, underrated is to hyped. What is the answer for 11? Suppose I okay, let me just tell you. I come to class, okay, hair is all over the place, I can't find anything, book is here, pen is there, you'll see, I'm an untidy person. But if I open my PPT, I did, by the way, about half an hour before the class, and I saw the lesson. The first question asked me maths, me and maths. I can't do numbers. When I look at numbers, my brain blanks out. And the first thing said, so many people are working on a project. I said, what is this? Am I supposed to teach this? Then what happens to me? I lose my composure. Then I get disconcerted. Disconcerted means upset. Untidy means messy, not necessarily dirty. Unkempt, if my hair is all over the place, instead of being tied neatly, you say unkempt or disheveled hair. So they are synonymous. They mean the same thing, which basically means not organized well, not orderly. Got it? Tidy is to mess. So untidy and disconcerted are not. This is to do with unkempt and disheveled. This has to do with losing composure. So totally not connected. Tidy means neat, messy is the opposite. So these are antonymous, not the right word. Rough is to gentle is also bedraggled. You walk in the rain and then you come home. What will your state be? You will be called wet, and dirty is bedraggled. So this is the answer. Underrated, kam karke dikhana. Hyped, to make things look bigger than what it is. So they are also opposites. All right. So the answer will be D. All right. So we had a quick look at all the questions, all the question types. Out of these, assumptions, conclusions, and syllogisms, you can practice a bit. We have lots of tests on our website. You can see any of them. Practice a bit on that. Somebody was asking what should we do in the last 10 days, 15 days. First of all, stay very calm. All right. Whatever is your area of strength, practice that. So you're happy doing it. You have to be happy practicing for an exam. Whatever you're not good at, work at it when you're freshest. So let's say you are an early bird, early in the morning you get up, solve that. So maths is my weak point, I can do maths. Logic is my weak point, half an hour, let me do logic. All right. So all the best. Very soon we will be coming up with the MH-CET marathon where we do English and logic and all over again. A much longer session. Join us then. If you liked the session, do press the like button. I want to take a few more sessions with you. So if you really like the session, do press the like button. Then I'll get classes. All right. Okay. I will see you very soon. Bye-bye. I hope you enjoyed the session as much as I enjoyed taking it. And you did a wonderful, wonderful job. Bye-bye.